Hello, my name is Shallow. This is Bluefire Hell. I've been doing a lot of fancy new maps lately, gameplay mods. I decided today I'd just kick it old school. Vanilla gameplay. Whoops. There we go. Look at that, it's me. Been a little while since I played with myself. So, I went on to Doom World, just found somebody's first map. Thought I'd go back to my roots where I started with Ramp, just playing people's beginner maps, and you know, it's always fun to see your map get played, so here we go, Bluefire Hell. Got a nice little cinematic opening here. Not the most, you know, visually advanced thing ever, but like, I get it. I see what you're going for. You got some corpses spread around, you got a door opening up into the base. Look at that, you got zombies crowding around a couple of corpses there. Always kind of cool to see that, despite someone lacking the technical experience and knowledge. They're already, woo, chain gunner, see ya. They're already going for a little like visual storytelling. That's the cool thing about Doom being 30 years old is, despite the technology being quite old and a lot of people not having quite the experience if they're new, you've got 30 years worth of advancements in the entire culture of gaming to sort of build off of anyway, which is always fun. Wow, that is a very damaging floor. I was about to say all of your floor and ceiling heights are about the same, but this room, you've started to mix it up. Your damaging floors are a little lower than everything else, which I think is pretty normal for people to do. But then you've got your ceiling caving in here. You've got little pits into the lava off to the side. I think everybody's first maps are a little bit like this, where they start out very primitive, and as you go on, each room is sort of a... I don't know about anybody else, but that's certainly how I... not just Doom maps, but anything I do. It's like, you know, you start out making something before you even fully understand your tools, and every time you learn how the tool works, you learn how to do something new. It's like, oh, let me add a new room. I figured out how the curve tool works, time to add a new room that's all curvy. I figured out how hurt floors work. Let me do a new room that has a damaging floor. I guess that's just where the texture is repeating. I thought that was a secret. That would have been a very cleverly hidden secret. Look at that. I don't know if you did that on purpose or if that's just how it worked out, but that seam is hidden remarkably well. Well done. Oh, I thought for a minute that teleporter wasn't working. I think the line to cross on that teleporter is actually facing the wrong way. Not wrong, because technically there's no incorrect way to do a teleporter, but opposite from what most people do. It seems to teleport you when you step out of the sector rather than into it. Ooh. Oh my god, alright. You know, you don't need to make your map super hard. Somewhere out there is a player that is bad enough they will struggle with your map no matter what. Often I am that player, so. Let's see, I would just like to leave this room, please. I suppose this is, what's the map called? Bluefire Hell? And here's our FIREBLU texture, so this is pretty neat. Just the FIREBLU sort of encroaching on this castle, Techbase, whatever it is. Your door textures over there are not pegged, which is a very easy mistake to make because nothing in the in any map editor tells you not to do that. It's just kind of something you have to learn on your own. Oh, I can't open it from this side. Okay. Moving on then. Oh, you did it again with this door. Cool. So see how the, dang it. Oh, how am I out of ammo? All right. When this door, yeah, the inside of the door track sort of rolls along with the door. It's because of the way Doom draws its wall textures. If you highlight that in Doom Builder or in Slade or whatever you're using to make your maps and just hit L, it'll unpeg the lower texture. Oh, you can't open it from this side either. All right. It'll basically make it so the engine always draws that texture from the bottom up, and that will prevent it from sliding along with the door as the door moves. All right. Got lucky with all those chain gunners crowding into the corner. Blue key into the blue door. Yeah, you've done it again with this door here. Yeah, if you just lower unpeg those, it'll look better. Yeah, see, that worked out a little better with the way you did this door. That looks a lot more natural that way. Yeah, so you can see how, as you go on and add more rooms to this, I can see how you're learning, which is pretty cool. What do we got here? Okay, red and blue skull keys. So we've got the blue key card. I guess we're going for skull keys. You were doing very sort of square rooms before. You certainly had a couple angles in there. But this is cool to see that, like, now you see how you figured out the curve tool. You're sort of doing a slope there, which is neat. Bringing in some higher level monsters here. Larger numbers too. You just had me fighting 3 or 4 at a time before. I mean, not counting that one room full of chain gunners. But this is a real, like, the player's got a circle strafe to survive kind of fight, which is classic Doom gameplay. I think everybody enjoys a good circle strafe fight. I don't care who you are. That's just fun right there. This cat goes out of here. You've varied your ceiling height here quite well again, but you do have just sort of square ceilings again. Ah, okay. Now it looks like you're going for kind of a city style thing here, which is pretty common to do. I mean, Doom 2 is entirely themed around fighting demons on, well, what they tell you is Earth. It doesn't look like Earth, because they didn't have the time or technology to fully commit to that concept back then, but it was certainly in the minds of the developers and in the marketing material, and therefore the expectations of people playing it, so fighting demons in cities has always been a thing. But it's also been something that mappers have always enjoyed doing, setting their maps in cities and towns and office buildings and houses, places people recognize. It's just a very fun mapping exercise. But one issue with that is that, for the most part, cities are not designed for combat. They, office buildings and stuff do not generally make good places to fight in unless you cheat a bit and use the aesthetics of an urban environment, but skin it over what under the hood really is just a Doom map. You know, does that make any sense? I don't know. The point is, you've got a really nice looking city here. You've rendered that quite well, but what it could use is like put a big arrow on the ground or something to let me know where to go. Doom 2 does that quite a bit, and it's I think actually probably one of the highlights of the city maps in Doom 2 is the big arrows on the ground. That's a technique pioneered by Sandy Peterson, and you know, there's a reason Sandy Peterson has become kind of synonymous with video games. As a result, he really knew his shit. He knew what he was doing. And what he was doing was putting big arrows on the floor. So, you know, if you're going to rip someone off, rip off Sandy Peterson. Put a big arrow on your sitting ground. Be bold, be brave. Give us arrows. All right, so we hit that blue switch. Yeah, I thought so. So I'm not going to be picking up keys. You're just indicating that I need to hit switches with that texture. Which is not what that texture is traditionally used for, but, you know, that's okay. You can do new stuff with textures. That's always fun to try out. Always good when a beginning mapper, like, doesn't know the rules, and therefore doesn't, whoops. But, like I was saying, it's always fun when a, first-time mapper doesn't know all the rules we've all been playing by the last, you know, for the last 30 years. And as a result, it means they haven't learned all the sort of tropes and really well-worn, well-tread sort of conventions we've all grown bored of over all this time. So they, by accident or instinct, tend to do really cool, novel stuff you've never seen before. Which is always kind of exciting. You know, it can be tempting to tell someone they're doing it wrong because it's not the way things are done traditionally, but on the other hand, I would encourage you to view that as trying new things, just doing things the way that we've never thought to do them because we've just been emulating TNT for the last 30 years, you know? Speaking hyperbolically here, of course, there's a lot of stuff by veteran map makers that's really experimental and wild and out there and just sort of changes the entire game from time to time. Stuff like, I don't know, Mach 2 or Terry Wads, you know, really mixing things up. Is there health? There is health in here. Good. All right. Mancubus guarding the unholy Bible up there. This is a neat little church environment. I like this. This is great. Look at the FIREBLU pews. Adorable. Let's help out the old monsters here. It's a shame that the way they're placed in here really encourages infighting. Monster infighting is generally, you know, amongst the Doom community considered not a very good gameplay mechanic. I'm not playing Doom to watch a bunch of monsters kill each other. I'm playing Doom because I want to kill the monsters. Doom Eternal got rid of monsters damaging each other, and I think that was a great choice. And they added in a whole bunch of monsters that are close range and fast only, so they just run in and punch you. I think that was a great choice. Nobody likes dodging projectiles. Nobody likes monsters killing each other. What I want to do is punch a bunch of monsters and nothing else. That's what we're here for. That's what Doom's always been about. Ah, good. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you were getting a little. It's good to vary up your room sizes and stuff a bit, but I was getting a little bored of that, and you don't ever want to bore the player with the same thing over and over again for too long. So good to end on a kind of familiar note. Feels like coming back to Wolfenstein after years of playing Doom mods, you know. Great. Here's the exit room. All the monsters are dead. Sweet little, you've adjusted the offsets of this texture just slightly so that a bit of the switch texture is peeking out over here, which is interesting. That's fun. It kind of gives that texture a very different appearance than you're used to. Well, hey, that's Bluefire Hell. Pretty neat first map. You know, it's not going to change the way people map or anything, but it's certainly a lot more competent than my first maps were. And it was fun, which is the most important part, of course, of making a map. You want it to be fun, and it was. Hey, pretty cool. I look forward to seeing what you have to make next. Thanks for joining me on this. I'll see you again next time. The link is down in the description below if you want to try that out for yourself. Take it easy. I don't get it.